So GoHard versus eSuba here. The first round, GoHard on the defense. eSuba is going to be attacking. And Mojo, where are GoHard setting up?
Well, GoHard is actually playing below the hill. I'm really interested. Actually, will they mass their forces for some late counterattack and try to annihilate those butt shots? Because Ice Force can be a problem for them.
Indeed, and already here the TVP spotting out two bad shots from eSuba. Overus takes a shot there, coming up. Failware pushing away Froley, making sure that there is nobody shooting onto that zero line. But GoHard, they're going towards the hill actually, Mojo. You might be right with this counter push in the middle.
It looks like that. The good thing for eSuba is they do have an RT, but as we know in all RT games, if you are pressed hard enough by defender, you are in a problem. Once you start playing defensive as an attacker on mines, you are in a deep trouble.
Yeah, but Failware seems to be in deep trouble as well here. He gets getting shot from Overus. Now Farchik goes down as well. Failware in the meantime goes down as well. And that's 2 times down from GoHard here. This middle push doesn't seem to be working out just as well. Kaizu is taking a lot in the meantime, but the HP is still even.
This is really messy, honestly, because losing 2 budgets like this. And why did even Pratelicek fall down? Like, there is some really messy things both things are doing at the moment.
You can see Maga there taking a shot from the Gorilla, but Pratelicek does go down here towards Maga. And these 2 bad shots are flanking around the hill, Overus and Froley that is, but GoHard might continue pressing their offense here. Andrew in that Gorilla has been spotted as well, but now they have to be careful from that flank coming out from eSuba.
Yeah, Overus is coming from behind, from their own base, as you can see, but the rest of the guys are pretty much out of the play. I believe GoHard will be serious enough not to get shot by RT, so it's all about Overus and Froley. If Overus and Froley are countered now by GoHard, that will be pretty much the game.
They're trying to focus down Coca collapse here, and the RT shot comes in as well, finishing him off. Combat. Gary Barry does get Overus, but in return, Froley should be able to pick him up. There we go. Barry goes down. 3 times left standing from GoHard, and can you believe it? eSuba possibly going to pick up the first round here.
I really stand corrected when I said they will be RT safe. That was the worst possible play they could pick up to do against this kind of rotation. I mean, they know where is the RT. They just exposed the flank of their tanks for no reason whatsoever.
There's only really one option left here for GoHard, and let's go aggressive. Nile comes around the corner. Jukax connects the shot. Nile now has to back off as looking in the TVP is spinning him down. Maga does not connect the shot either. And there goes Nile. Now Maga and Kaizu left standing. An IS-4, a big shot from the Gorilla Ardi to finish him off. And Kaizu, the last man standing here from GoHard, and eSuba picking up their first round here, Mojo. And that was a maybe even unexpected.
Honestly, I understand the free play part, but this was really sloppy on GoHard's behalf.
I don't know where
Failware wasted so much HP, and they lost another butt shot also before the heavy tanks were even scratched.
Zafarchik on the 1-2 line. He was on the 1 line.
Just, I mean, how did he die? What did he do?
I think he drove into a Gorilla.
Yeah, but still, it's 1800.
Tier 9 bad shot together with the TVP, perhaps?
Yeah, I mean...
The TVP dropped off, so maybe Zafarchik was going down the 1 line.
Yeah, but that TVP was actually focusing against the middle as far as I saw. So it's really mysterious for me how they lost all those guys. I mean, I will have to rewatch it. But losing 2 budgets so fast, that's a great misplay. That's a great misplay. Yeah, and it really costed them in the end because they couldn't deal with those budgets from the village anymore. And then they exposed their tanks to RT. I mean, there is so many mistakes in one short game.
Mojo, let's take a look at the stats from the last round and see exactly where the damage came from. And Andrew there in the Gorilla, big plays, but Overus and Froley as well.
Those are all connections from that Gorilla. 750 average guys, 4 shots. You can see the damage done. That's brutal shooting. That's what you want when you have a Gorilla player. That's what you want to see.
Yeah, indeed. And Kaizu there, the first player from GoHard. But then again, 2 more eSuba players. Even Combat with that RT piece, you talked about pressing the team with an RT to limit the damage he can do, but didn't seem to help, did it?
Well, Overus and Froley, the guys that were flanking from the side, obviously when they farmed Failware, I have no other way to say it. One was on a hill and climbed down, one was originally in a little village. They came from the back and did their damage.
Mojo, look at the last 3 players.
Oh, Zafarchik,
Maga and Coca-Cola.
Maga we even saw at the end now. Maga fired point-blank shot on E5 and missed.
Tried to hit the underplate, shot went...
Yeah, he went ahead of the tank completely.
Well, what can you say about that? GoHard maybe experimenting a little bit?
I think they were too eager to win, man.
Yeah.
And they should just level themselves and play cool. Because this was really hasty and it didn't look well
I mean,
at
it could
all.
have worked, of course, because with double IS4, you're kind of reasoning like, okay, they're going to go defensive, perhaps.
I'm not really challenging that. I'm challenging how they actually played it as a team. What was the idea behind the Bachats? Why were the Bachats dying first? Why were they exposed so much? Why did they wait so much when they started receiving the damage? How can they allow themselves on this small map to die so fast? No, that's big mistakes, because all those heavies that are meant to soak up the damage, they didn't take any damage
They were the
before
last two
they died.
alive.
They were the last one alive eventually. That's not a good play. That's not a good team play.
Well, Mojo, at least GoHard get to attack now, so if they want to drive at eSuba, they can do it.
Yeah, definitely. But we know eSuba, Rush, man.
No rush.
Rusty
indeed.
Roster lives again.
Oh, Rusty Roster lives again. Highlights here from the last round. And this is the point. Look at Zafarchik. He's pushing forwards, and I think he's caught in a crossfire in between the Gorilla and maybe the E5 from the corner.
He died so fast. Faster than Failware.
Yeah, no, I'm not sure about that.
And look at this now.
This would have worked here from GoHard, but Kari needed to be next to Collapse so they could push forwards.
I mean, look at this. They were so open to getting shot from all over the place.
Yeah, I think Coca Collapse wanted to push the corner and catch the Bachats off guard, but Barry didn't seem to be on the side of the plan, or a little bit of miscommunication there.
It did look that TVP was kind of even surprised to see them there at that moment.
Perhaps indeed, and then Kaiser was the last one left here, and yeah, that's about it. And I was told to watch out for Froley. He should be there, standout player.
Okay, we're gonna pay attention and see what he can do.
We are gonna pay attention. So, Mojo's second round is ready. So let's take a look at the lineups coming out here. And this time, eSuba, they could play defensive with this, but they can also go aggressive. In GoHard's lineup, well, that Lorraine RT, we saw it be used in a very special manner by Ding at the Rumble, if you remember.
Yes, but the best player for that RT in GoHard team used to be Diplomat, and well, he's not there anymore. He's now with Kazna, but they still have a good RT player, Nile. Nile can do it.
You think he can do it?
Well, he was playing it decently, but still, he was not Diplomat.
It's not Diplomat indeed, but we're gonna have to see how GoHard is gonna approach this one in the second round here. So let's get into it. Now, they are gonna be wanting to recover on the attack. I mean, they really don't want to go 2-0 down against eSuba here in their first match of the season. You know, they want to prove that they are ready.
No, the worst thing you can do on a start of the match is to start losing 2-0. eSuba going super aggressive on the hill, guys.
eSuba here coming super aggressive. You can see there are small guns available. It looks like that. You can see Froley already reloaded here in a second. That's the small gun on that Bachelor. Pay attention. But it seems like GoHard just going for the safe positions here. Overus takes a lot, takes even more. Minus 1.4 on him. You can see Maga there from behind. No, actually not Maga. Failware, excuse me. Kaiser taking a little bit in return, but this was good from GoHard. But Maga in the meantime, he gets struck. He's trying to climb. He goes down. Trying to make it up there. You can see his wreck on the side of that hill in the B7 position. Not that great.
Again, big mistake. Why did he climb? Well, they were already up. Why didn't he fall down and fade? They have Zafarchik on the island. He can get some cross shots with that RT. They already did good initial damage. They would be able to do some counter-attack with those tanks. Now they lost again a Bachat on a start. Bachat, no less.
No idea, Mojo. You know, this climb doesn't really work here. Barry is going to have to be in a 1v1 with Froley. Obviously, Barry does not know Froley has the small gun, so in a 1v1, he will always win. But there is the potential here from Froley to get some support. And Jukex in the meantime taking a lot of damage in that TVP on the middle side. And eSuba, they seem to be pressing their advantage in the middle. But if it's the correct thing, I am not sure. As Jukex drops lows, Bratelicek, he's on fire. He will burn down. Overus here getting maybe shotgunned by the RT. We have to see about that one as Failware is doing the damage on the side. There we go. Zafarchik with the RT shot. Lukin goes down in the 1-1-3. And this counter push in the middle from eSuba, not that great.
No, this was a big mistake again. Like, this is Game of Thrones, man, at the moment, between themselves. Honestly, there is a series of bad mistakes done, and GoHard gained the game for free, more or less, now.
Indeed, as now 3 tanks left standing. Barry picks up Froley, who can't do much with that small gun, obviously. Jukex and Pratelicek, the last 2 standing. Artie misses, but GoHard will be coming to close out this game as Niall and Coca Collapse have enough to pretty much 1v1 both of these tanks. Niall picks up Jukex. Pratelicek now the last one standing. As I say that, Kaizu picks him up and 1-1, but a Again, questionable decisions by both teams here.
Yeah, Jukic and Pratelicek there were pretty much grain sands surrounded by GoHard from everywhere. I mean, how it started, eSuba lost a lot of HP climbing up.
Yeah, Overus pretty much down to a one-shot.
That was almost minus one tank. And then Maga just returns the favor and dies because he does a fail climb. And
No,
then
he
again...
didn't even fail the climb.
It's a fail, man, if you die because there is people aiming already for that spot. It's kind of fail when you die there.
It's like that climb, you know, you need to get safe into that little hold on area. There's like a little dip there.
Yeah, there is a little
over. But you could see tracked, dead. pretty much
he died in 2 seconds, 3 seconds.
But then...
And then they tried to counterattack on position when Failware was. Failware was on a proxy spot, which is pretty safe.
Not even that. They just drove in between Failware and Nile.
Yes, and that was, I don't know, why? Complete set of bad judgment. But at least the games are fast, and we have a 1-1 result.
Good game here from Nile, Kaizu, and Failware. I mean, again, Froley there in the top spots as well. But that small gun, you could see it in the beginning of the game. Always pay attention to those bad shot reloads on mines, because obviously there is the potential for small guns to be used, and there was, but it doesn't pay off if the enemy team doesn't go in the middle.
Well, now we have a situation, of course, where GoHard is heavily in favor here on the first page. Look at this, Maga.
Hey, in the last 2 rounds, the 3 new players, Maga, Zafarchik, and Coca Collapse, are the lowest 3 damage dealers for
Not
GoHard.
a big reinforcement so far. Jukic was the one of 2 last surviving guys with Pratelicek there, and they did nothing, man.
Couldn't do much either.
But it's very surprising. Usually when you have last people survive with you, do a couple of shots.
Yeah, I thought that T49 would go instantly down, because he got set on fire. You could just see the HP bar ticking down, and then it's like T49 on fire. Well,
there is no fire extinguisher. No one carries it.
Your crew goes down, so you're not going to hit that shot either, because your reticle becomes like...
When you play a light like that, it's all the way. You need that derp to work, to aim. So people usually on mines, when they're rushing, you even take a gasoline together with Coca-Cola.
Yeah.
So when you get shot and something is damaged, it can be crew, it can be fire, whatever. It's not nice.
Not on the T49, no.
No, but when you connect the shot, it's worth. It's worth everything. Yeah. Like those guys are then heroes, man. So 0 or hero. There is no middle way.
Unless you hit them in the tracks for like 300, or you like aim on a tank and the shell just kind of goes past him. That's not the cool thing. But again, GoHard here against eSuba. We're still gonna have to see both these teams so far. A lot of mistakes, Mojo. Fair to say.
Yeah, we will. I mean, these guys will have to work on their games. Okay, this is a pretty much equal clash at the moment. GoHard should be more experienced teams, so they will probably come at the end, maybe at the top of it. But they should be very careful, because in the games I've watched eSuba play when they were qualifying, this is something they were doing a lot of times. Teams were making so many massive mistakes against them that they were exploiting them. So if GoHard keeps suiciding their tanks or something, yeah, eSuba will pick up the tab and say, yeah, thank you, boys.
Yes. Pretty much how it went in the qualifier, but Mojo already moving on to our 3rd round. Very quick games. Let's take a look at the lineups on Himmelsdorf. And yeah, that's double British TT.
GoHard defending there. Well, nothing special there, except they have an I7 in defense, which is not something we usually use, but it can be on same spot as T10 on the rail. But eSuba in attack, FVTD, 183 TD, and an E3. And an E100.
We know this attack though, and we know that it is
hill-based.
It's sometimes this weak if the defender can shut down that hill approach.
It's hill-based, and more or less the goal is to put 3090 in a cap or some tank ahead of it, like E100. So we will see how will GoHard want to deal with it, because eSuba is not really going to be able to relocate.
Well, we're going to have to see where eSuba decides to go as we move into our 2nd map, Himmelsdorf.
Himmelsdorf, a small city map. The teams start the battle in opposite corners. Both bases are located close to each other, but in a way that you can't stay on the defensive all the time. The main attack routes pass through the hill, the alley and the railroad, but in general, the attack can be successfully executed through any part of the map. Heavy tanks and tank destroyers with powerful guns run the show here. However, a lot depends on the mobile light tanks.
Here we have it. GoHard versus eSuba currently tied up 1-1. GoHard will be defending. eSuba will be on the offense, and Mojo Hill-based it is.
Hill-based it is because there is very little options. With this kind of lineup, it's easy to flank them with faster tanks, so they cannot really allow it, and they cannot allow to get stuck on some part of the map. And this is the only way where they can actually just drive and go. Nice camos there for eSuba, I would say. It's interesting to watch camos from all the teams now. I didn't actually pay to GoHard yet. We will
They
see
have a
some
cool
of their
camo,
tank.
you can see it.
Is that the gray and purple?
No. It's like dark brown and yellow. But you can see Maga and Stafarchik getting spotted out there by Froli. Froli will be now obviously going back towards the hill, towards his friends, towards his buddies, as he's the only rotational tank they really have other than the 50B.
Well, we will see what will eSuba do once they start going down, because we can see by the composition of GoHard, they're actually expecting that.
See the camo here from GoHard. You can see Niall in that position where we saw, was it a Kronwagen we saw it before, or an Emil?
Emil, it was Emil.
Yes. I think even the Emil might be slightly better in that position.
Well, GoHard didn't know what will actually eSuba do, so I believe this is just a kind of
A la
backup
Maman?
plan.
Yeah. Deciding on the minute, but they said they are a skill-based team now, not tactical, so, you know, they have to be able to just react.
We react.
Exactly. You can see Protelicek and that E3 obviously going to be taken here, and do pay attention to his equipment there, binoculars to spot as far as he possibly can towards that 3-4 line.
And cola, of course, and ventilation. Well, ventilation is normal for TDs. And there is no one who can really challenge him there. I mean,
Well, Coca-Cola
GoHard has a Grille, but Grille would require someone to spot Pratelicek for him, and he should shoot from the far back line, because there is no even exchange otherwise.
Let's see now where Lukin has to be careful though, because if Kaizu and Niall peek, double tap.
You do remember why he's doing this.
Ooh, Barry. It's a little bit of a spotting feel here from GoHard, it seems. Lukin peeks out, connects the shot. Barry takes a big shot in return as well from the E3. So Philware and Barry, one taking a shot from the 100, the other taking a shot from the E3. The E3 takes a big shot in return from Coca-Collapse. And not sure why those 50Bs decided to come so close.
You do remember when there was a push from the hill from, I can't remember which team, 2 E100s, and one of them died in like half a second.
On the crossing.
Yes, on the crossing. So that's why there was such a careful check there by Lukin. But we saw it was a bit of fail of spotting for GoHard, so there was a slight carry berry damage or loss of health. Now eSuba actually knows that GoHard has a lot of tanks there. I7 in the corner, IS4 right there at the center of the cap, and they know there is people on their left side on the 8th line. So that's gonna be a slight problem for them, because this is not really a push force. They need to be really careful to pre-aim toward IS4 and I7, angle tanks to clear out the left side, and that's the only way they can progress. Otherwise, they cannot really return and go back. They're too slow for that, guys.
You also know that the 1390 cannot just sit on that A7 position, as Niall has a gap in between the pillar and that building over there where he will be able to shoot.
Someone has to be in front of 1390. But now they're, I guess, just trying to provoke anyone for reaction. But that's not going to really work, because Kaizo can just choose to go in reverse side scrape with that IS4 and HE the track of 1390.
I think Andrew just took a blind shot even over there in that 50B. He sat behind the E3. I think Coca-Collapse actually blind hit him.
So rather stale game, of course, because GoHard has no means or reason to push into them. They are waiting, and they have 2 guys who can do the decap. Lukin is approaching a 1390 on that A line, so we will see will he try to make a block in front.
You can see Froli and Maga just pulling each other out there, and GoHard seems to be massing up their forces, perhaps trying to make a play. Kaiser here carefully just trying to side scrape that position. 1 minute and 3 seconds left on the cap now. Lukin got closer. Indeed, he could decide to shield Jukex at any point. Kaizu misses, and Niall gets completely wrecked by the FE 4005 from the back lines. Zafarchik is on fire in the meantime in the 3090. He goes down. Kaizu now desperately trying to hold on there as well, but he drops so much HP, and this is not good at all from GoHard. Now Maga and Barry are pushing forward to try and even the odds here, trying to take down Jukex. He goes that, well, actually Lukin goes down, Jukex soon to follow, but in return, he actually kills Gary Barry first. And they lose Philware now as well to the FE 4005. This is disastrous for GoHard.
And Maga still keeps going on with those 2 shells. They will reload and he will have nowhere to run. There is only Coca-Cola left with 1800 HP. We know that Grille cannot carry the game alone.
Overus here trying to peek out. Andrew peeks out against Maga. He goes down towards Pratelicek in the E3, who came around together with Froly. And now just 2 tanks left from GoHard here. Yes, eSuba has to be careful, but they shouldn't be losing this round.
No, they have better position now. Coca-Cola and Kaizu are pretty much stuck there. Now, actually, eSuba can rotate. They have even enough time. 4 minutes. That Bachat can go and do whatever he wants. Man, he can even go and sit in another cap if he wants.
Indeed, and they still have a lot of armor left there as well on Pratelicek. That E3, it's going to be hard for Kaizu to deal with him, and seems like Froly is taking the long way around, probably going to come up into A4 and clip them from behind, creating 2 angles onto the GoHard tanks. And GoHard, this is not the start we were looking for from you.
Froly has enough HP, guys, here. He can take shot from both Ice4 and Grille and still empty entire clip.
You can see Froly here already making some shots. He takes one in return, but he might be able to take down Kaizu. No, not just yet. In the meantime, he'll try to shoot Coca. Collapse. Overus actually picks up Kaizu. Collapse takes some more damage. Froly now on reload, but Andrew will come in to finish off the job. Rams Coca Collapse. One more shot. There we go. eSuba 2-1 over GoHard.
What did we say before this game?
How
does eSuba play? They will wait for enemy to make mistakes, and if they do, thank you. Well, this was a cha-ching game again. A good gift. Niall peaked there. Well, took a lot of damage.
I wonder if he got hit by both FETDs at the same time, but I think it was just the stage 2 penetrating him, really. I think Niall, the way he peaked, probably his frontal armor exposing. If he hits the light, the lamp, you know, the lamp on the i7 armor, the headlight, then he will pen on that angle, because shooting down creates a better angle. Also, Niall is like a little bit...
One would wonder, would the Ice4 be better for that position?
Yes, of course, even in E5, because the E5...
But they didn't have the E5, so...
Yeah. With the Ice4
from these guys
well.
they had.
Yeah.
And this was massive mistakes. Even we could see the bad attack or Coca Collapse. Really nice damage there, but simply not enough. But FV405, 3.5k damage also.
As well.
3 shots, all good.
Yeah, and that was just good there from eSuba. And then, you know, Zafarchi getting set on fire on the crossing. Barry getting killed by an AMX 1390 that they didn't finish. I mean, Maga had 2 shots and kept driving up. Didn't finish Jukex or unless... Jukic, same thing.
Potato.
But realistically, somebody should have finished that 1390.
Yes, I really was surprised when they just left him and turned around. I mean, he was more or less on 1 shot and he finished off one of them.
He killed Barry in the 50B.
That's a big mistake. There is a lot of little mistakes that just add up and affect GoHard's play.
Yeah, if you do that counter push, you can, like, they wanted to kill the 100 and the 1390. You cannot lose Barry in a 50B to 1390. Like, come on. Come on, boys.
It was a good push when they did E100, but I have a feeling that they just overstayed their welcome there, because that E100, after they fell, they should have just backed down and cashed in what they gained there. I mean, they already lost I7. They pretty much evened it with that. If they were focusing 1390, there would be no cap pressure left. They would not have to fight anyone
Barry
else.
Would be alive. And
yes, and they would have to come from the hill to them.
And Maga could possibly, you know, not drive up all the way and get killed.
Yeah, they could wait in that middle street, surrounded by their friends, having some crossfire.
And Maga
it would be a tight game, but this was just like
Maga
series
with
of
2
mistakes.
shots would be able to kill Pratelicek as well in that E3 coming around the corner. So GoHard, they're not taking the best of decisions, it seems like, and it's put us here where eSuba is currently leading, and I really didn't expect this. I thought this match was going to be 5-1, 5-2 maybe for GoHard.
But at the moment, GoHard is in really shady version. Like we will remember, last season GoHard in the start maybe didn't have the best games, because first match they had,
won.
no, first match they had was against Utopia and they lost it 2-5. And the
then,
second match was against Ding and they lost it,
that.
but it was a tiebreaker.
And then they won like 6 matches in a row.
Something like that, yes. But even those 2 matches against Utopia and Ding, they were strong. And those were at that moment of the league, by far the strongest teams.
Yeah, indeed. But Mojo, let's move on now into the 4th round already and take a look at the tanks that are chosen by both these teams on the Himmelsdorf. So GoHard coming with the Kranwagen, but so is eSuba.
Kranwagen in attack.
Kranwagen. I really don't know. I need to ask who's Kranwagen. That's the best Swedish pretend I
Best
can do.
Viking. Well, and Kranwagen in eSuba side on defense. I can understand the attack version, but on defense...
It can still work on like the A5 position. He can drive down 1-2 as well in the
I
beginning.
guess they can put it where the i7 was now also.
It would work. It would work indeed. You can hide the complete turret behind it, and he can even drive down 1-2 possibly.
I was reading the specs of the tank original that was supposed to be. You know, the Wargaming had that video. They say that the lower plate actually of that Kranwagen was supposed to be stronger than i7s.
Well, Mojo, it is not like this in the game, I think. But yeah, now GoHard on the attack, eSuba on the defense, eSuba leading 2-1, and GoHard is going to have to at least equalize here.
Well, again in position to chase the score from GoHard. Let us see what will they choose to play. I mean, that Kranwagen says that he should go up the hill. I really don't see anywhere else where you can use him, but you can use it so well there.
Yeah, 8-line works as well, possibly. But the hill, indeed, with that -12 gun depression, allowing him to shoot over most of the obstacles. But look at eSuba here, Mojo. It's an 8-line orientated defense, you could say.
Completely. And hill, man. So that Kranwagen will actually go to the hill to challenge them. And
that reminds you of the old meta in 754 with the T32, if you remember.
Yeah, 69s, man.
Yeah.
You remember 69s
Yeah,
one-on-one?
yeah. Where teams would push their T32 or 69, like you want to call it, up towards that CT0 position, and we've seen it in the video, we've seen it in tests as well. Kranwagen versus Kranwagen, there is a rather hard thing to achieve.
But Nile is already there and Combat is not. That's an issue because Nile is in cooldown and Combat is in a dire situation.
He's going to take a full clip. He should stop shooting here unless he can pen for sure. Nile will be reloading, and that is the moment Combat needs to try and make his peak. Right now, he should try, but it's not Farchik. He's coming down. He peeks over. He doesn't finish off Combat just yet. Can he do it? One more shot. The 50Bs not peek up. They will lose that tier 9 at least. -1.4. He goes down towards Overus. So it's a tier 9 for a tier 10. But again, this is not an ideal trade for GoHard, I'd say.
No. This is horrible because if he just protected
Nile
Nile
can just win.
Yeah, Nile would just kill him later. And he just went for death again, man, like on mines.
Indeed, Zafarchik, no need there. If Nile just reloads, all they had to do was cover him with the
Yes,
with
just
the
cover him, protect his HP,
yeah,
and that's
exactly,
it.
Exactly. All they had to do was put Coca collapsed on the corner and watch for the Kranwagen to try to peek over. He has HE anyways, so...
This is so strange again, like Game of Thrones, man.
We'll see here. Coca Collapse is coming off the hill, and there is a 1-1-3 on this corner here. Who's not watching? Coca Collapse now gets spotted out. He's going to come around the corner to try and make a shot. Lukin is going to be on the receiving end. Can he penetrate here? Collapse is looking down. He's aiming 738. Doesn't pen it and takes a lot in return. Now Maga is crossing over to try and fight against Overus, but still the trades here in favor of eSuba, you almost have to say, because they have the HP.
Oh my god, if he didn't pen 2 shells.
He's going to take a big shot. There we go. Engine knocked out
That's
as well.
what you get for not penning,
Needs to
bro.
repair. He has only one more shot. He needs to pen this one at least. But Kaizu in the meantime is getting a lot of damage as well. Carry Barry now crossing over. But Andrew's on the corner as well. Second 50B coming from GoHard. Andrew is going to be clipping onto Carry Barry here, but Failware is there to support. Andrew has 2 more shots available. Peeks out a little bit too far. He'll be going down. And again, the trades here from both these sides, not that great.
This is so messy at the moment, and the only thing that saved GoHard was actually eSuba's hesitance to pull back all the tanks back. Yukets and Froli are on other side of the map, and they just didn't return on time.
Bratelicek is driving straight into Collapse. Collapse, there we go, -1.7. That's what you want to see from that stage 2. Maga to finish off the job. 2 tanks left standing here from eSuba, of which one is a tier 8 who's going to die very quickly towards Maga. Now Froli against 5. Unlikely.
Not gonna happen, bro. Let's just say it like that.
I was just waiting. I could see Bratelicek drive around that corner, and I saw Collapse on the corner. I was like, well, rip.
This is not gonna end well.
But still, I mean, a little bit of unnecessary play there even from eSuba, but Andrew going there, I mean, looking in that E100 was dead at that point anyways. So
I really don't understand some of the decisions the players are making in both teams. There are so much suicides and needless pressure moments, missed shells, no focus fire. And again, I would say what decided the game in the end was just because eSuba didn't pull their tanks back together when the initial fight started. They were still keeping them at some points of the map around, and they were just out of the game.
yep, indeed. And almost if you want to go on that zero line with the Kranwagen, it's almost better to get him boosted by like,
Yeah, someone
I don't
needed
know,
to push him.
a 50B or something behind him, making him get to top speed quicker, because we've seen it is a little bit slow picking up speed.
Yes, when we did the tests, Kranwagen is by far the slowest from 50B and 57, but on the long run he will overtake.
Yeah.
He will overtake. But obviously, since we see GoHard when they start, they are already on the slope, on the southern
Yeah,
slope. They have advantage. Like he will gain his speed and he will just go. And you saw how further he got.
Yeah, and he could just shoot down onto the whole.
Yes.
But yeah, but then Zafarchik suiciding there was not needed. But I think next time eSuba wants to try this, they need to boost the.
Someone needed to push him.
Yeah.
Like we saw it even on Murovanka. I think when I don't know who was playing Gunrunners. When Gunrunners were playing it, he was pushed by other person to get in position. There was no other way, because otherwise you could get shot in the flank. Same applies here. So it does look like they didn't really test it.
Indeed, or they have never played against the Kranwagen and goes on the hill. Who knows?
If 50B goes on a hill, it's even faster, man. Like much faster. So.
But then he would be able to trade evenly, because 50B turret penetratable. Obviously, you could see there.
True.
For the Kranwagen from combat, he could not see Niall until he got up to a big
50B could not peek that easily. But still, even if you peek a little, unless the Kranwagen is in great cooldown, and you are not in a cooldown, if you are down, you can pen his turret straight. That's doable. Like if you're in a proper cooldown and you make an angle of your armor, that's a different story. That's when Kranwagen is at his fullest.
Indeed, and well, even again.
Again, this became a chase.
Mojo, this is all because you said, I quote unquote Mojo, well, this is not going to be a quick. This is going to be a quick match.
Maybe. Maybe.
You put too much faith into GoHard.
I guess I did. They still have to earn it.
Okay, but now on the next map, this should be GoHard's. Cliff. I mean, it is a map of experience and team cohesion, team synergy, individual skill as well, up to a certain extent.
Yes, because like on Cliff, yes, you can play fast from the start, but when the game becomes stale, it's all about team decisions. But man, both teams made so many mistakes in those. So many.
Indeed, Mojo, and let's move on to Cliff and the tank lineups as well. So let's see what they have chosen, what they have in store for us. RT coming out here by GoHard, and they're also playing with a Kranwagen, but eSuba on the other hand, they're bringing an E5.
Well, we've seen E5 used by Oops, as far as I remember.
Didn't really work out.
Didn't really work out, but it was a strong match against Ding, I think. And Kranwagen on Cliff, well, let's see how GoHard actually wants to use it in defense.
You know what he can do is...
D4?
D4, yes, what I was going to say, drive up on that ramp and sit there. Possibly even just drive up and sit behind... Yeah?
Well, he can drive up only if everyone else secures him left and right, honestly.
He can drive up on D4, I guess, and try and play from there. Or the others cover him and he goes for the ramp position. He can obviously play there as well.
Well, for the ramp, you need to climb up and to be fast enough. Well, we will see. It's all doable. They do have an RT, so that means that GoHard will want a slower game.
So D4 it is, I guess.
D4 it is, I think.
Indeed, Mojo. Let's find out where they put the Kranwagen. It's eSuba versus GoHard on Cliff.
Cliff, the most dynamic map in the league. Battles on Cliff always turn into desperate double-edged fights. Teams start from the same spots as they do in standard battles. The first base is located near the defender's spawn point, and the second is at the bottom of the hill. Sometimes teams split their forces and send several tanks through the 1-2 line to the left of the small hill, but usually both teams play at the center. The attacking team can send one of the tanks up to the lighthouse or behind it. Fast and quick-firing vehicles are better suited for this map, mainly medium tanks, including tanks equipped with autoloaders.
So all even between these two here, and Let's hope, for GoHard's sake, that they can hold on onto the defense here. They are going to be defending, obviously, eSuba on the attack. And Kranwagen, where are you going?
Well, E5 going
going
on two
up.
line, that makes sense. I think it's far better than, of course, to push it to the middle, because from that cooldown he can do something, but Arti can be his bane. Now Kranwagen, that's all another story.
Mojo, you see H2, remember what Swift did with it? They're going for the
Yeah.
same thing. Andrew tried to proxy out that position in case somebody drives up. Not going to happen.
Is Felver doing the back boost?
Yep, he's their dedicated climber now, Mojo.
Yeah, that he is. So Felver is trying to boost the hill from the backside. We will probably see it in a moment later. But the other guys gave up on sniping because they saw there is no one really climbing the normal way to the hill. So Froley is checking out if someone spotting him before he goes and takes the crossfire angles with his fellow guys on the hill. Now they know that counterattack by GoHard is not really gonna happen. Having Kranwagen and having an RT, that would mean they can only push with more or less 4 tanks.
See Failware here taking the hill position already. Jukic will be challenging him over there. Let's see if he decides to go for it. He's going a little bit aggressive here, perhaps trying to find an angle, but there will be support incoming. And look at Kaizu's position, Mojo. It is the ramp after all.
Yes. I saw it on the start of the game, but we had no time to say it. He actually slowly approached it and took the position there. They are just passively spotting the 2-line, the cooldown where Froley and Pratelicek are, but they are keeping Nile in Bachat on that B2-3 position. Why? Because if you just let it go, the entire defense will fall apart. Nile from there can actually shoot on a hill if needed, and he's spotting if there is a 1-2 line push, so he needs to protect the RT and the back of Carryberry. Otherwise, they would just collapse his dominos. But Jukic is taking some damage here.
Yeah, Jukic taking a lot of damage actually here. Failware getting the better off of him. Andrew, in the meantime, taking a shot as well. This is good trades here from GoHard. And Zafarchik removes Andrew. I mean, it's only in RU, but it's an important kill nonetheless.
There is no rotation there. Now, there is a flaw in kind of setup of eSuba there. If they wanted to have Jukic there, they needed a guy behind him, directly on those little hills on H8. So when Failware actually peaks, someone shoots him. Like this, Failware actually had a better position, higher position than Jukic, and he probably caught him in a moment of lack of attention.
Yeah.
Yes, and he clipped 2 or 3 shots for free. And smart thing, he didn't try to finish him off. As soon as the opportunity went away, he just moved away.
Indeed, and there's still the threat here from artillery. We didn't talk about it that much, but eSuba probably a little bit even afraid, fear factor indeed. He already got 1 kill as well to get spotted in that 1-2 line, because obviously if that happens, then they're going to take a big RD shot.
Well, we will see what happens there. But what I meant is originally here, when you have a guy on H8 here, you can literally shoot from here and cover your guy on a hill. They didn't have it. So that pretty much costed them all the HP. The composition of tanks you can see, having tanks here and here, tells you you want to have a crossfire, of course. You want to shoot between. But they lost the key spotter, the Ru, to Arti. Now they're stuck, and they are trying to make a plan with the rotation on 1-2 line, and they will just try to make a crossfire on other people. But as we already said, Nile, who is not spotted the entire game, is sitting there and waiting for that. He will be backed up by TVP on the 5 line and the Bachat on D4.
Yeah, talking about that already, taking so much damage, and he
that's
goes
the one
down.
line.
Crossfire between Nile and Coca collapse from that hill part. Froley is now getting shot as well by Kaizu in that Kranwagen. He doesn't even see him at this point, and this is a good play here for GoHard. Kaizu finally gets even spotted out, but no damage will be taken on his part so far. And this is, I mean, this round is pretty much over unless GoHard decides to throw it away.
Unless they start suiciding all over the place. It's not like we haven't seen it before, but unless they really do it, and I really don't think they will, this is pretty much GG, and eSuba should think about their defensive round.
Indeed. Now combat here still around the hill, but take a look, Mojo. In the meantime, Maga is starting to make his move on the backside of that hill as well. An RD shot comes in, does not connect. You're going to see if Maga can actually connect here possibly onto Jukex. Does he even have an angle? Yes, he does. Oh, just a very close miss. The second shot.
Did he even
Nope.
realize where Maga is?
Now
Yes,
he does. But that was a very close shot there from Maga, but no
They're
cigar.
gonna try to push Failware up, I guess, but he's still backed up.
Yeah, but Niall here is planning on coming behind on Froley. Jukex actually takes down Failware. Coca-Cola Labs is taking a lot of damage as well there towards that 1-2 line from Overus, that is. But Niall now came up and is starting to clip onto the back here of Froley. He should be going down quickly in his E5, depending on the damage he takes. Niall actually is forced to back off, even gets a bounce. Kaiser taking a lot of damage in the meantime in the Kranwagen as well. He goes down, and talking about GoHard possibly throwing the round, it's starting to look a little bit like it as Barry finally removes Froley. It's still a 5-on-4 in the favor of GoHard, but the HP, it's even.
Dear man, this is throw hard. Come on, what are you guys doing? You're supposed to be a hard favorite in this game.
Well, Mojo, it's 3 combat tanks versus 3 combat tanks as well. There's an RT piece as well. Maga is now the playmaker for GoHard. He has to do it. Tries to see if he can find Overus in that TVP. He doesn't see him. And GoHard, they're going to be shaking at this point because, again, such a massive advantage and throwing it away.
Maga has 3 shots. Niall is in reload. Coca-Cola is on 1 shot. It's really bad because even at least there is some better displacement of health on eSuba guys. But they do have that Arti. Zafarchik can actually bring them to victory still. And even if they were just 3-on-3 on tanks, I think they will still have that slight advantage because Maga still has 100% HP. We should not never forget that.
No, indeed. Comet is flanking around the 9-0 line here. If he could possibly get on the side of Maga, perhaps some free shots, combination, crossfire between Overus and Combat. Jukex from the hill, and now Overus is pushing 1-2 line a little bit too late. If he wants to do this, it had to be instant. It had to be instantly.
There is 3 minutes till the end. Honestly, when the HP is so low, you can do whatever you want. Zafarchik is playing rather passive. He's just waiting on that one spot. I don't know. I think he could have used the hole in all this happening and just shift to A1 because they would just be able to leave him there and he would have some better angles to shoot. But never mind that. Like this, he's pretty much condemned to shooting very few spots on the map. Like he can shoot the boost on the normal climb on A2, A3, I mean E3, E2, E3, or he can shoot the E6 line, pretty much.
Overus in the meantime took a shot as well over there, going down that 1-2 line, so a little bit less HP here available from his 2, but that brings it back into the favor of GoHard by far. But there is still the potential here. Cap has started by Combat. He goes off that almost instantly. And with 2 minutes left, it's going to have to be a move here from eSuba.
Yeah, I wonder, is Maga still on those 3 shells? It would be quite interesting to see. Niall is doing the boost here, so he is going to... Oh, no. Trying to do the boost there. To join his teammates. Coca-Cola is spotted on 1 shot, but Overus has to be very careful.
Indeed, he has to be very careful. Overus now pushing across as well. He gets spotted out by Maga, so he's spotted in that TVP. Let's see if Maga decides to take the shot. Collapse gets spotted out. Maga less off a shot, needs 1 more to finish off. Overus actually 2, excuse me for that. Maga, 3 shots available, so he did reload. Now Combat's pushing forwards. Jukex actually picks up Coca-Cola from the hill, but Zafarchik comes in with a big shot onto Combat, removes him. They were in trouble there. He saves them. Maga now picks up Overus as well, and GoHard hanging on by dear life, but God oh God, did that become close.
That was really close. I don't think that Overus play was really the best. I mean, TVP is not a tank that has any armor or really a camo value that you can just use there. He's not like a Bachat or fast, so he's super easy target. He was super easy target for Maga. And, well, 45 seconds till the end. I mean, even if Yukit kills Maga here, it doesn't really matter. He would not be able to finish off the rest of the team.
So yeah, 3-2 in favor of GoHard now. That's the first time
lead.
Yeah, first time they took the lead in this match, but eSuba will be defending next.
Yes, eSuba is now defending on a cliff. Not an easiest map to crack, but I would say much better than if you want to play on Ruinberg or such.
It became so close.
Yes, at the end it was so close and it looked like a done deal and you're already on the next map and then series of mistakes, a bit of greed I would say there.
Trying to close out the game.
Yeah, and I don't know, I mean after this match is over, GoHard should really think hard about some stuff. Like how do they execute their plans, what do they do, how do they coordinate with one another, because it's really not polished up or brushed up. It's not ready yet. But in this season, There are 3 round robins.
So they have time.
They have time.
But they're still going to want to at least get the 3 points here against eSuba. Failware, nice play from him, but that damage was also a lot of it very early on in the game.
Yes, but he was overmatched by several guys later, so I wouldn't say even it was his fault, because when they were killing the budget on a lower plane, his defender, the TVP, actually abandoned the position to cover him, and actually no one else took over. He was completely all alone. And when they pushed, that was pretty much the end of him.
Indeed, and Zafarchik in that RT. Again, decent performance coming out from RTs today. 1.8k, that's pretty much a full batch shot, so you know, it's important
that's
damage.
more than enough for tier 8 in any game. Any kind of tier 8.
Indeed, and then Pratelicek and Andrew, 0 on both of them.
Well, okay, I can understand Andrew,
Yeah.
but Pratelicek, not really. He was the guy who was flanking the 1-2 line, by the way.
Yeah, and he got caught in a crossfire between both.
We said like 1 minute
Collapse.
before he will die when he goes there.
Well, Niall was spotting, and then Collapse was on the higher position, so both of them were like, oh, hello.
And there was a budget also on D4, don't forget.
Yeah,
There was
of
3 guys who could shoot him.
Not the greatest of plays from his
Well, he tried, but tries don't pay off. I mean, you're either zero or hero, man. There is no middle ground.
Well, Mojo, if the story continues, this should be a Subas round, the next one.
Well, we will see, but so far, GoHard was always the chasing the result, and now they can actually take over and get close to the match point, so maybe, just maybe, GoHard is actually ready to finally take their role in this match, and that is by far a favorite, at least on paper.
At least on paper.
Well, we will see the lineups now for the next role. And GoHard in attack here plays with RT.
And an E100.
And then E100. And then E5.
Well,
Dum, dum,
GoHard
dum.
breaking the meta by bringing an E100 now. It's going to be interesting to see if that works out. Is Suba going with the 140? Now,
I've
I don't
seen
know.
it played once or twice, but
very
it
hard to
never really
achieve.
impressed me.
It's very hard to achieve because it's not like Bacha. If you need to almost have perfect positioning, because if you don't, you're going to get clipped by a bad shot and you're going to be pretty much low HP for the rest of the rounds or dead.
Yep.
It's
but
DPM tank. You need to catch these bad shots off guard.
yeah, but GoHard has 4 budgets. That's more than enough of rotation force, I would say here. If they use these heavy tanks wisely, they should actually have huge advantage here because, let's face it, if you measure TVP against E100 or E5, there is a heavy chance they will just bounce most of the shells.
Yeah, I want to see where the C100 goes. If they have something special with it in mind, maybe a block somewhere. I don't know. Maybe they're just trying to figure out what they would want to use the E100 for. Maybe could they put him in the eastern cap as a block? I don't know if they would bring a tank for that.
Yo, with this lineup against this light lineup, I honestly believe they could even press it for the middle.
Yeah, perhaps, but it also depends on the kind of crossfire that eSuba sets up, obviously, to deal with this. I mean, they can't play their standard, I guess, because GoHard has 1 RD and 2 heavies, so kind of have to adapt to that.
Well, GoHard, even if they were saving this tactic for maybe some of the later matches, I think the jokes are all aside. The result is too close. They need to win.
They need to win indeed, and we're almost ready to get underway in the round, so let's get into it. 3-2 in favor of GoHard, who are going to be attacking eSuba on the defense. And where is this E100 going? 1-2 line.
Yeah, both E5 and E100 are going 1-2 line, 1 budget spotter. Very passive play by all the other budgets. So I guess they're gonna first try to displace the tanks and then do any moves with those budgets. But how well will that fare? I don't know. This is a complete RT play at the moment. So just 1 spotter, E100 and E5 aiming from the base to C.
He has the mouse gun. He doesn't have
Really?
the big gun. He has mouse gun.
I didn't watch the screen
If
at
you
that moment, so
go
I
back
didn't
to
see it.
E100, you can see that he does not have the 750 Alpha, but he has the mouse gun instead. There we go.
Yeah, flat gun.
He's just
DPM.
trying to do the same thing that Swift did, but within E100, I guess.
Well, people were using, what was that, derp gun on Pershing before? I remember that from some teams.
Well,
Well,
it was effective, wasn't it?
it was effective. I hate you for that, though.
How it hurt, didn't it, Mojo?
You did, actually.
The combat here, nice climbs. Overus did say we have to watch him for the climb. got it very early into the round as well, so they'd be taking the hill. Now it's very interesting to see that now all these teams are deciding to go for that G2, H2 position to try and shoot people going up the hill. I saw this first used, when was it? It's something from this season, isn't it? That they put somebody where Barry was to shoot the guy in E67 going up.
Oh, that was in the first match, like when we watched the cliff.
And I saw this first in actually Absolute Supremacy. Was actually my team.
Yeah, it was Utopia Swift.
Yeah, I remember this position vividly because it's what I told my guys always to do on cliff. Go there with like 3 TVPs.
So now we have Coca-Cola and Kaizu waiting at the corner here. I mean, honestly, they cannot be stopped when they go to the 2 line. Like, even if you have 2 or 3 mediums down, they cannot be stopped. Especially with Arti covering them and Maga in Bachat.
Well, Collapse is spotted. Kaizu as well now.
Pratelicek is spotting in 3090. What's he gonna do?
Complete heavy tank 15 for them.
But there is a really vast majority of GoHard tanks on 1-2 line, so I guess they're actually playing for that, to take control of this, and next step will be to push majority of Bachats down and clear the lower part.
Well, there they go.
Of the map.
Niall and Barry pushing down. Let's see how much damage they're going to take for this, because there is a crossfire. Lukin, Ovrus, and Andrew from those positions that we saw before. Barry already takes 1 shot here on the crossing. There needs to be more coming in. There are shots available for eSuba, so they need to connect to Pratelicek now going safe. Well, safe. How safe can you be? Takes 1 shot of damage. Artie is aiming on him as well. He fires. Can he take him out? No. Just about misses, and in the meantime, Barry's getting pretty much clipped by this 1390. 1 more shot. Can Pratelicek pick up Barry?
Wow.
No! Just about Niall saving Barry there from the tier 8 again.
That was super close, man. I really didn't expect it to come that close even for a slightest second. I mean, you could see from the start that eSuba doesn't have enough defense on that side, but to get that Bachat so low by 1390, I didn't expect it. And RNG was completely against GoHard there. You could see clearly RT aimed well, but the shell just went left.
Indeed, and Collapse here taking a little bit of damage in the middle already in that E100. Now getting shot from the side as well. That's the issue with E100. Wherever he turns his turret, there will be a side to penetrate.
Yeah, that's the problem when you push it and you don't have the parallel control of the map. Now we really need to see how they need to clear that medium from A3 position. I mean, they have an RT. Should work.
You need to see him first. Collapse taking some more damage here. That was Froley from the hill. Looking here in the 140. Can obviously hold this position now against Niall and Barry.
It's not even the best position for RT to shoot. Whoa, 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 whoa. I'm gonna get like an epi attack.
But now Kaizu is moving down, and Collapse is really getting focused down here. And I think the next clip from Froley might even be a heat clip. And if they do load heat clip, well, that E100 is going to die no matter from the front. And I think even Combat has heat loaded at this point. Collapse taking damage, taking even more. Minus 391. Kaizu now taking some as well. Zafarchik makes a shot, doesn't connect, and that is indeed heat shots being fired at Collapse, and he's not going to withstand this for much longer.
I cannot really understand now the plan of GoHard. I can understand they wanted to take the lower ground and everything, but why did they even push there with the E100? They didn't have all the ground covered. They didn't have the spotters in position to clear out the hills. Like, if you want to push E100 there, first, you need to have a tank somewhere on B5 on that road, so you can see what's going up ahead of you, so he doesn't take shots. And then he goes like a monster, because everyone, when someone shoots on him, he's spotted and they can just respond with multiple shots. But like this, he was just a victim. Ooh, nice shot.
846 coming out from Zafarchik, a big RD hit, and Lukin has been missing a lot of shots here. I saw 3 in a row missed on Kaizu. On his side even, finally connects onto that E5, but in the meantime, Combat picks up Failware, so pretty much the middle area under firm control of eSuba. And Mojo, look at the tanks alive here. This should be eSuba's round once more, and I think it's going to be all even after this one.
But again, they are doing some careless pushes here. Lukin got picked up finally, but Froley took a shell for no reason from Maga.
Indeed, it's going to be very interesting to see. Jukex picks up Gary Barry, though now 4 tanks left standing, of which 1 is Artie. And now we can see Froley is moving down as well towards the 5-6 line. They have firm control, just 2 tanks left standing here from GoHard, together with the RT, of course.
Yeah, I mean, GoHard here, they have no way out of this. I mean, unless Maga starts to be Like Apple Wow in his best versions, when he doesn't get stuck anywhere, this is just not gonna happen. And even like that, eSuba has combat to counter him with 100% medium. They have 4, 5 mobile tanks compared to their 2. You cannot really count Artie. Artie shoots every like 40 seconds, and yeah. I mean, not every shot is RNG's shot.
Well, he could still kill all of them with the time left.
Sure.
You have to believe. You have to believe. But again, this would be eSuba's round here. This E100 tactic just didn't 100% see what they were trying to achieve here. Unless Kaizu was too slow, perhaps. He was supposed to clear out the CD line.
I really think it would work, but if they cleared the lower part first. And that's what I don't understand. They just stopped. They should have risked a bit more there and cleared it completely before he even moves. But that then means that they have a bad communication.
Indeed, it's just 2 minutes and 30 seconds here. And I mean, GoHard realistically not going to be winning this round, so they have to think about the next map.
Steps.
Yeah, that's a 1-1 map again in a lot of cases, so could be back to tiebreaker. I know one man who is very happy.
It's very possible. But maybe one of the teams will surprise us and they will play the steps much more proactive than these maps. So far, no matter what happens after this match and who is the winner, both of the teams need to work on their team coordination and planning. Like, yes, I know GoHard cleared out some of the inactive members, but they also lost a very significant player, Diplomat, who actually, in some moments, single-handedly brought them victories on some very crucial maps.
Indeed, and now Maga climbing up here. I mean, what can he realistically do? He's already lost some HP. There's not much to be done. Ovrus doesn't connect his second shot, but Zafarchik now spotted. Goes down towards Froley as well. Just add insult to injury, pretty much. 2 tanks left standing from GoHard. And with 1 minute 14 seconds, it looks like eSuba going 3-3 here against the boys from GoHard. And this is not what GoHard wants at the start of their season, no matter what. They want to prove that they are ready. Or wanted to prove they are ready.
I think wanted is a correct term here. There's going to be a hell of a lot of work more needed to improve this. Well, the time is ticking away. 45 seconds more or less left. And we will move to another map. Now, honestly, I don't know what miracle Maga is trying to do. But he could have done everyone a favor and ended this match by now.
30 seconds now. Now he's finally getting clipped from 2 sides. -1000. He decides to back off, but Combat's like, well, I need some stats for my fantasy team. As he drives by, misses the shot. Froley from behind picks it up. Now Niall, the last one standing. Froley claims that one for himself as well. So 3-3 here for both these teams. And GoHard, that was sloppy. And I said it as well at E100. At one point, they're going to load heat, and then it's you can point your frontal armor wherever you want. It's not going to help you.
And they had all the time in the world because no one was spotting them.
Yeah, I mean, realistically, you don't want to give these bad shots the opportunity to even load that heat clip.
I mean, when you play with the RT, that's a mobile tank less. So when you take 2 heavy tanks on cliff, that's 2 less. So you're basically playing with 4 budgets. If they left 1, so they wouldn't get flanked from the back, that leaves them 3 budgets operating from the lower side. And they didn't use them the best. We saw one dropped on like 100 health for no apparent reason, except the bad coordination of them. Like 1390 single-handedly almost took out
Barry
one budget
again.
there.
For the second time, that would have been that Barry gets killed by a 1390.
Wow. What a karma, man.
But you can see here the first 5 players, all from eSuba.
Well, Combat, Overus, Froley, Ukit, Andrew. Yeah, I mean, not much damage done there per person, I would say. So pretty much equal, but yeah, they had good sniping rounds, all of them.
I wonder how much Coca-Collapse did. I think he just about broke 1k.
Probably almost entire clip. Maybe one shell missed as far as I saw, but we'll see when the time comes.
No, 518 for that E100. Rip.
No, I meant 30-90, but he actually did only 4 shots.
Yeah, Barry took some shots on the crossing, but then again, I guess Kaizu was a little bit too slow, or there was some sort of bad communication, because ideally you want that E5 to push up to that ramp. In the meantime, you kill Lukin in that 140. I guess that was the plan. Kill the 140, Kaizu pushes up to the ramp, providing spots on A5, so the 100 can shoot on that, the other guys can shoot on that, and then collapse is kind of safer.
As we said, like, let's not repeat it all the time. Like, everything is so looking awkward and forced. There is no fluency in their play. There is no like liquid movements that you would need to see. Like everything is planned and team understands each other and they are like working with each other. It looks like sometimes he's working ABC on a plan and he's on C and he's not talking to the guys that are still left on letter A. You know?
Maybe they can't spell.
Language barrier?
Maybe. I doubt it though, because Maga and Zafarchik, I think it was, that I played with, spoke fine English.
Mm-hmm. Well, then I really don't know.
Yeah. I don't know either, but who's defending first again on steps?
On steps, GoHard.
GoHard, and they have failware for the climb, so maybe he can win them the game.
Yep, I'm really hoping so, because I am actually like cheering for them no matter what I say.
Well, Mojo, we're going to have to find out as our teams are ready. So let's take a look at the tanks they are picking for this round on steps. 430 I7 and Lorraine already for eSuba. Interesting indeed. Now, this lineup from GoHard with the 430 Mojo, you already talked about it a little bit. So, RT here from eSuba, Mojo, how do you think this is going to change the way they approach this game?
So 430 in defense, we already said that armor is pretty much buffed in 430, combined with I7 they can use in cooldown. Now against Art it can be a problem. Ru used for lift-off positions.
I saw actually, sorry for interrupting it, I saw a 430 yesterday being used on the NA league as well. And it was Deja Vu, I think, if I'm not correct, not mistaken, My Little Pudding playing it, and he played it with Bino. So let's see if he decides to do the same thing as we move into steps.
Steps, the most open map in the league. The attacking team appears near the rocks at the bottom of the map, and the defending team starts at the top. Bases are located near the railway and on the green. The best way to control them is to use the lowland near the second base. The attacking team usually begins the attack from the rocks and the railway, but sometimes they can attack through the green. Teams often drag vehicles from flank to flank, so both teams usually pick light vehicles with a good camouflage rating, but sometimes use tanks with a strong turret and even SPGs.
Hello. First time.
You did not see the intro. This was not the intro you were looking for.
Well, first time this season. Get used to it.
Yeah, indeed. But now, continuing my point, I saw it on NA League, and they were using it in, I guess it's B8, where you used to see TTD2's E5 play, where the heavies play, right? With Binos just peeking over, and he could spot the cap as well. But I was watching it together with Niall on TeamSpeak.
Okay.
So they should know this exact thing is possible to be played. I mean, he was there when it was happening. So if now eSuba decides to do that, GoHard should be aware of it.
And GoHard, do they have an RT?
No, it's eSuba.
eSuba plays with RT here. Well, let us see the lineups here.
So I'm going to be
Kaizu
very
is
interested
430.
into the 430 if he has binoculars. It does kind of say that they want to put him on B6, C7, that area to try and spot the cap. But
I think 430 can just be in the bushes, man.
well, we'll have to
Like,
find out.
he's really good for that.
We will have to find out. And I mean, so yeah, GoHard is aware of what it can do, but eSuba, are they? We'll have to find out about that one. 3-3 here. I don't know, it could always be that they do something else, but that was just the first example that popped into my mind.
Well, the only reason to take 430 out of the old Russian mediums you have is armor, because that's the only area he's superior. Okay, he has slightly better camo value because he's smaller
So
and
no
shorter.
binos, so something else.
Yeah, it's pure shooting setup. He even doesn't have spotting gear. And he has the worst gun of all the Russian tanks, but by far the best armor.
Look how aggressive GoHard is going, already pushing down that that 9-0 line with 4 Bachats and Kaizu as well. Zafarchik now relocating back towards the north. And it seems like they want to catch eSuba with their pants down, maybe at some point.
Zafarchik is going back, and he will probably try a climb now on A889.
Do they need him though on the climb though now?
I mean, he can have some really nice shots from there, and he can a bit protect them from A5 if some of his eSuba guys approaches there. So that would be useful, but this proactive play means they are looking for a fight actively.
The climb here, so yeah, about that.
I mean, they need him because they left the heavy behind, and heavy needs some protection.
Yeah,
like
they need
if
somebody
he's-
to shoot on A6.
Yeah, so if he's like, let's say, pushed by a couple of tanks and they kill Collapse, they can't kill really Zafarchik, and Zafarchik can make sure there is an even trade, that they will lose a one
look at
tank for
Collapse.
that.
He's already going forwards here. He's going to take that C5, C6 position, and looking now pushing over with 5 bad shots behind him.
And why are we saying that? Guys, Collapse in heavy tank is pushing there, as you can see, but he can do it because his tanks are
Completely
parallel
covered.
down, and they're dominating the cross angles that eSuba would have to shoot them.
Yeah, you
He
need that
knows he's
H4
safe.
position. Usually the heavy dies because of that H4 position, but GoHard has firm control over that, so good setup here.
Yeah, this is pretty good, and eSuba is
Climb.
in dire pose.
Climb from eSuba, I
Yeah,
think.
they're doing a climb on a mountain for sure.
Yeah, you can see that B1 over there climb, some damage taken. Don't know if they made it. They didn't make it on the first try. Perhaps they're going to do it again. Maybe. Probably not, though. Oh, no, they did. Did they make it? No? I don't know. They didn't make it. I just saw Combat over there. They didn't make it. They're going to not do it again, I guess.
I think that would be kind of a waste of time.
Indeed.
But the problem is they haven't spotted anything from GoHard yet. They
No,
actually
they might just run straight into them.
they have no idea what's going on. The thing is, if GoHard spots too far away, it's not going to be an effective trap. But if they come close, it can be really, really bad situation for eSuba.
Let's see here, Andrew, how quickly he comes around this corner. If he expects Barry to be in that position, doesn't seem so. Andrew
Nice
takes a
connection.
shot. They're from Barry. Nice connection. And now the jig is pretty much up. eSuba should know Barry can never go to that position unless he has some support. But Maga will be taking a crucial position at this point as well.
Barry is not even running away, and they can see it. So they know there is a bit more of dear friends around the corner. Now they do have an RT. RT will aim on Barry there.
Ooh, Barry overextending.
Seriously, this is not the way to carry, bro.
Barry overextending there. eSuba pretty much just sitting and waiting for Barry to make a peek, which he did. Not that great.
It
from
reminds
Barry.
me of that Wargaming gift shop, man. You know those €1 gifts?
Uh-huh.
You give one and one gives you get one back from the friend, you know?
But instead, this time we got 2.
yeah.
Ooh, Combat Matey climb on the other side, though in the meantime he did the normal one, so good for him. I mean, he can lock down Coca-Collapse from there.
But still, like all their options now at the moment are more or less fight. They're not a capping one. But Barry again, losing HP.
Barry really overstaying his welcome
But
at this
seriously,
point.
why is someone not replacing him already?
Well, perhaps this would work out into the favor of GoHard, who has now Overus is crossing over. 1 shot, 2 shots taken from Failware and Nile. Some more shots being taken onto Pratelicek as well, but Barry, he should be going down for this one. I guess as Overus coming around that corner takes even more damage. They have to be careful because there is a significant crossfire from GoHard.
Maybe it was all planned. He was baiting them with HP.
Perhaps, but do keep in mind there is an RD piece here available from eSuba. And look, the I7 from Lukin, he's relocating. And they still have Combat in that position, so if Collapse tries to go somewhere, he will be able to lock that down. And I mean, once this I7 gets here, armor on front.
It's going to be interesting now to see because actually the guy who could break this stalemate is Zafarchik. If he does a good spot and sees the gap in eSuba defense, maybe even picks up an RT or something, or
It's-
catches...
It's too late at this point. I mean, Lukin's already there in his I7.
yeah.
The armor will get to the front, and what does GoHard do against them? Because they're not going to penetrate all the shots on the I7. It's realistically impossible.
Now Lukin is hold down here, and there is a big shot for 83 on Kaizu. So that armor didn't work out. This Kerry Berry is taking care of his HP finally. I bet he's like really, really missing those couple of shots he received for nothing.
And he goes down, and Pratelicek is flanking. Around the meantime, Coca collapses now coming. But like we said, Combat from that position will be able to do some shots onto the back of them. Just needs to make sure he doesn't overstay there. Now Pratelicek coming to clip onto Kaizu. RT misses, but one more shot from Pratelicek will pick him up. Combat picks up Zarfarchik in the meantime, and 3 tanks down for GoHard. What a mistake again coming out from them. Niall, Maga, Philware, and Collapse now the last 4 standing as Niall takes more damage as well. And eSuba, we talked about it. Once that IS-7 gets to the front, they would be in good position, and GoHard wasn't.
It completely looks like GoHard had no idea how to get out of this stalemate. Like, they were not ready to give up on Kerry Berry, which would probably be the best choice, honestly, there.
Yeah, they had to give him up.
And
What is Pratelicek doing here?
returning the gift.
Lucky for Pratelicek, Philware bounces a shot off of his armor, and will be reloaded in a second or two here. But again, that's even though they get advantages, they seem to be throwing away HP.
Coca-Cola is more or less out of the game, honestly, here. And
Yeah, he's getting flanked by Combat now.
So no matter what happens here, there is more tanks here for eSuba. Arty. If I was Arty now, man, I would just go and sit in the cap now.
Well, he just connected the shot on two.
No. I would just go sit in the cap and shoot from the cap all the time. So people can chase me, and I would still be able to shoot. And even if you die with Arty there, that means that they're open for shots.
Both Jukic and Froley should be going to the cap right now, because they can easily hold that position in the south.
Yeah, exactly. So, like, why would anyone else risk the HP? Why would they try to... I mean, there is some blood in their eyes or something, man. They want to kill.
They want to kill indeed. That's now Combat pushing forwards. Collapse goes down. 3 tanks left standing from GoHard. And eSuba, can you believe it, are about to put themselves on match point here against GoHard. Lukin picks up Failware. Maga trades onto Andrew, but goes down instead as well. Now Niall, the last one standing. He can do whatever he wants. It's not going to matter. eSuba, they will put themselves on match point. The RT just about misses for 88 damage. Lukin comes around the corner, and there we go. eSuba on match point, and GoHard, their first match of the season, is already losing at the very least 1 point.
Dude, if GoHard loses this, it's gonna take like a river Danube to wash them off. Seriously.
Barry, really don't know what happened there. I mean, overpeaking.
Seriously, okay, first spot, nice first connection, fine.
Nice damage.
Why did you return back?
Run away.
Why did you return second time?
At that point, they could still easily have made it out.
Yes, they could have pulled out all the tanks. They would say, okay, we gained some time, we got some damage done, fine, easy. But no. And I7 completely locked out. I guess they were afraid because they pushed so aggressive. They were afraid to leave the I7 back. And having Ru above the I7, that was probably a mistake. It was okay if I7 plays a back game and stays behind the hill and he's in cooldown.
Ru just wants to make sure no Bachelor flanks him. But
yes, but that's what I'm trying to say. Like, if I7 went forward, Ru actually should have been in the bushes forward also, together with him, and spotted something active. They had no active spot. They didn't know there was a climbing going.
Yeah,
they had no idea what's going on that part
of
the map.
Look at this. The first
Seriously.
six players. The first 6 players are eSuba. Niall, the only one from GoHard to even make it onto the first page. Absolutely disastrous for GoHard.
This is quite even embarrassing, I would say.
They are not going to be happy about that one. This is not a good start to the season. This is not a good confidence booster, and this is not a way to get experience with your lineup the first match you're playing together.
Well, this is the first big surprise of a season, but who knows how many will we have? Because GoHard, who is experienced team and had the reinforcements and everything, is on brink of defeat from a team that came from silver and barely made it up to the gold.
We have to say, eSuba's defending now, still maybe slightly favored side, especially when you are on match point. I'd rather be defending than attacking, because when you're on match point and you have to attack against it, so like 4-3, the enemy's on match point, you have to attack against it. Everything feels harder, and the time seems to go so much quicker.
Yeah, but this is also, brink of victory first time. They might get...
yeah, of course. For eSuba, the nerves will be... But they have some experience in there.
I believe both teams are equally nervous here.
Perhaps Ian and K on TeamSpeak can calm them down.
That would be nice.
And knowing GoHard with the emotional players they can have, I don't know about Maga, Stafarchik, or Collapse, but we know about maybe Kaizu,
Kaizu,
Nile.
yeah, there.
So what mental state they are in now is also very important, obviously.
Well, we will see at this game, did they grow as a team and as players, because this is what's different. Now, GoHard is fighting for everything. They're actually trying to come back in a game and at least win 1 or 2 points. Like the victory, complete victory, is non-existent anymore. So let's go and see their lineups now, finally.
Lineups here. Steps. GoHard with the Artie. Suba deciding they don't need Artie.
Well, you don't need Artie when you're defending. It's actually quite risky to play with Artie because you would get locked in quite
risk
easy.
it for the biscuit, you know.
So, budget size 7 on this side, on the other side 1 on 3 for faster rotation, object 140. They really like that object 140. Probably looking playing again, eh?
Didn't pay off for them just yet. I mean, didn't really work on the cliff, it was.
I would say it didn't, but he did buy them a lot of time there because, well, maybe not because of he was brilliant play, but because of GoHard.
Well, Mojo, let's find out if eSuba can pick up their first victory in the league and GoHard. Are they going to lose? Going to bring it to tiebreaker? The story begins now. Let's see. What are they going for?
Well, GoHard, as usual, when people play with Artie, going for that 1-2 line. It's quite a normal play. Rui immediately climbs. Froly.
Never mind.
Never mind.
He had it. He had it. He was practically up, but then overturned. Feels bad, man.
Well, he will have another attempt, I think. There is still time.
He might probably well do the safe one now. People only do that one because it's a lot quicker. Obviously, if you do that climb, nice one from Kaiser here, but if you do that climb that Froly tried to achieve, the quick one, buys you a number of seconds. I'm not going to put an exact number on it.
A lot. If someone is pressing aggressive and trying to spot and you get blind shot, oh my god. Not the best games here, Froly. Not the best games.
Well, you know what they say, Mojo? Third time's.
Yeah, 3 times the charm, but we've seen so many people who fail these climbs and costed. Oh, we finally have a reticle.
I've never heard Mojo be this happy about anything.
Oh man, it was kind of weird when you just see a cross and oh, there is a shell.
Yeah, I don't know. Obviously, you know, it is. How do I say that?
That was a technical issue.
No, it's like there's like a specific term for this. You know, child issues or something. I don't know what it is.
Child disease.
Yeah, like, it's something like that. I don't know what it was anymore. I forgot. I need to look it up. Feels bad, man.
Something that goes away fast in the start of the season. We have
growing,
plenty of those.
growing pains with the first person.
Well,
That's
very defensive position here by GoHard. We have Maga on one mountain, Kaizo on another, and the rest of the team split up between. And Froly is still trying to conquer his mountain there.
Yes. Woohoo! Let's go, Froly.
It is very surprising that a Czech person cannot climb as well as someone from Belgium, man. And you see mountains only on like Christmas cards and stuff.
My climbs are on point, okay?
Yeah.
Except for this one, I really am bad at this one. Failware got spotted. He's gonna abandon this, obviously, as you know, climbing when you're spotted.
Well, Maga
knows about that. He's probably gonna do a second try though.
Well, Coca-Cola is now going for a quick approach. They're gonna check out is there anyone on A6 bushes. That's the goal of him. And well, they should know by now that there is a Ru up, but Ru is not shooting him. Coca-Cola is not even spotted. That's really weird.
Failware try number 2. Let's see. Yes, nice. Yeah, you can still recover from this one. You can still recover. Yeah, I can. Yes, nice. Nice. So he got up there, which is a good position, obviously. We've seen it being used, especially to counter those C5, D5 positions that we saw collapse in.
Well, finally, GoHard is going for some kind of a slower plan, meticulously. They actually like that in many moments. We are saying already A, B, C, and one part of the team is on C part of the plan, another on A. But this time it looks like they're all on point and communicating, which is very important. Slight damage down to Praptelicek, even some Bachat mighty bouncing abilities here.
Critical hit.
Critical with nothing, yes. That's like sandwich with nothing, man.
I like how the commander says then We hit them good or something
You
like that.
hit him hard, man,
Yeah,
and
we hit
the guy's
them-
just driving
We
away.
hit them hard. Kaizu, did you get yourself stuck? Yes, he did. But it's okay. It's okay. He knows the spin me right round, baby right round tactic. He just needs to keep spinning. Dude, I've been in this situation.
Oh,
man. It's like a pyramid and Barry's like, I got you, bro.
Oh, this is so not good.
Oh, Kaizu, yes,
Baby.
you've seen it. Kaizu needs to start spinning around in circles to get out of there, if he can. Yes, spin. Spin, Kaizu, no. He's like, oh no, this is so much time wasted at this point. Kaizu, there we go.
Liberté!
And all the meantime, Kaizu's like thinking, please don't look at me. Please don't look at me.
No, we're totally not gonna.
Oh, Kaizu.
Well,
Man, seriously though, like in his defense, those kind of like it's like the textures and stuff. It doesn't always look like you're gonna get stuck on it. But then you
Yo,
get
man, it
but
looked
then
very
you-
funny.
Yeah. But then you get on top of it and it's like a little bit of a triangle shape, and then like the top part gets like stuck inside your tank. So it's like, you know, you're like spinning around on it.
it happened once or twice to me also. Not on climbs though, on some easier parts of the map.
That would imply you would be able to climb, Mojo.
Oh man, it's like heavy stuff.
Man, you have.
Why would you climb on mountains when you can use roads? That's why they're built. Look, you have roads on a map, dude.
I've seen you have issues climbing onto Zero Line on on Himmelsdorf.
Quality issue.
But now Jukic, obviously in that 1-1-3, is going to have to be forced to drive forwards in the 1-1-3 as 18 seconds left on the cap. Does he get tracked? He's actually held there. So nice from GoHard managing to track the 1-1-3. Taking some damage on the way. Cap does get abandoned, and time is a big factor here in eSuba. I mean, they got control over this south side of the map. They don't know about Maga though.
4 minutes till the end, but Yuket is getting handed
Failware.
and wrecked here.
Failware from the elevated position.
And Failware is not even spotted. So Yuket is here pretty much in a bad spot. And again, like
Or
Coca
RT.
was in the last game, he is dependent on those guys from the lower line.
Let's see if eSuba is managing to hold this position better than GoHard did in the last round. Because now Kaizu lining up the shot here against Jukic. He has the side of his turret. Oh, misses. 2 misses actually coming out. Barry's getting
Kerry
clipped
Berry
in the
getting
meantime. Again, down to 681. He needs to run. He gets just about safe. Andrew taking some damage instead as well. Probably from Magas. Kaizu still desperately trying to kill Jukic
Oh
here.
man,
Not
what
connecting.
is going on?
2 more shots. Still no penetrations. Another miss. That was badly aimed though. Jukic finally taking some damage. Probably from the
From
RTPs.
Arty, man, that was Arty shot.
Indeed, and now still the time though. Even if Kaizu kills him now, so much time has been lost. Kaizu doesn't connect it, so he's going to be on reload for about 35
We're
seconds.
saying they lost between themselves like 30-40 seconds minimum. So that means the final fight will be on 2:30. They still have to break the defense.
Niall!
No,
he's tracked,
Niall, what are you
he's tracked.
doing?
He gets down! He goes down towards Froley! Niall overextending with 2 minutes and 55 seconds left. This is terrible. Once more from GoHard on the brink of defeat against eSuba in their first match of the season. Can it go any worse?
Don't call for it, man. You know it can.
Oh no, not like this, boys. 2 minutes and 35 seconds now, and GoHard in a world of trouble, in a world of pain. And they need to move. They need to move right now. They have no time to think about it anymore. Kaizu has to commit here onto Jukic, trying to kill him. Is it going to work out? We will have to see. He's going to take at least one shot for it. He misses the first
Again.
shot. This is not good. Arty misses. There we go. Jukic still alive. Kaizu taking damage. Another miss. Ball bounce this time. And another one onto Jukic now from Failware. He's alive. He's taking so many shots from GoHard. So much time. Barry on the cap. But they need to kill this 1-1-3 for this to be effective.
Man, Yuket is the most useful player with doing nothing. Seriously, they
miss.
spent like 30 shells between themselves on him.
Another miss from Failware, and you can see in the meantime, I guess Froley is going to come off of that mountain to possibly go spot the cap. I mean, with 1 minute and 43 seconds left, this is desperation coming out from GoHard. One spot ruins this entire tactic, and there we go. eSuba now relocating, gearing up for the final push to possibly take down Barry, maybe even Kaizu, and close the game.
Maga, it's time to get down of that mountain and kind of join a team. I mean, that moment was actually a minute ago. You might be actually late for entire fight.
Froley.
eSuba on any prolonged game overtook GoHard in every moment.
Now Froley is gearing up for the spot. This could be it. The final moments from GoHard in this match. Froley now pushing forwards. You can see the bat shots. They're in position. There we go. The spot comes out. Failware taking damage. He's trying to shield Barry, but the damage is coming in. Barry's already got resetted. The damage coming out. Failware drops down to a one-shot. Froley goes down. Overus picks up Failware. Combat finisher of Barry. Kaizu goes down as well. 3 tanks left standing. This is it. This is over. GoHard, you're going to lose your first match of the season, and this is going to be some discussion on TeamSpeak about this one.
Wow. Ducky,
What?
Jukic is dead, man.
Jukic is dead indeed, with just Coca Collapse standing together with Maga. 2 new players here for GoHard with it all to do, but with no potential for it whatsoever. I mean, look at this. eSuba at this point feels so confident that they're just driving towards GoHard to try and finish the off. Bratelicek even doesn't have reload available, so taking some free shots from Maga. Andrew now coming in as well. Collapses. I don't even know if he's still in the game. It seems like he's already left at this point. Maga is still trying, though. He's on reload. Collapse is not even in the game anymore. He's already out. Maga will possibly go down here before the time ends. 1 second. There we go. eSuba 5-3 over GoHard. And what an entrance to the season for both these teams. One in a good way, another in a...
Yeah, absolutely the worst possible RNG's way, man. Like, unbelievable.